Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to one of my Patreon supporters, Joseph Beckman. Thanks for your support. In this video, I'm going to attempt to upgrade Amy from 104 Lite to 105 Lite. Now, if you caught my video a few days ago, I did talk about grinding light and shadow for story characters, and obviously, you go to the appropriate dungeon, which I illustrated, and if you're lucky, either 10 or 20% chance depending on the dungeon, or even 25% chance depending on Gariyu dungeon, you do have a chance to increase the light of those characters. And for us free-to-plays, you can use them as a light pillar in order to meet some of the minimum requirements for some of the tougher dungeons. Also keep in mind that when you do get to different milestones, as you can see, at 105 Lite, Amy does get a stat boost as well. So let's see what they drop after we've beaten Galliard in Industrial Ruins very hard. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And I do have a Patreon account for those who want to support me that way. Yes! Nice! 105 Lite.
Stop flexing, Dad!
Alright, so if you caught the earlier part of the video, I did show which stat we were going with, which I believe was more MP for a fist user. That's always welcome because that means it's a couple more moves that we don't have to worry about. And in any case, if you make it to 140 Lite, you can see she gets a HP stat boost as well. Now, I will say that overall, I do find that Aldo is slightly more useful than Amy in terms of bringing into different dungeons. However, everyone's choice may vary, so my recommendation is definitely either Aldo or Amy. Now, in this case, Gariyu also has a milestone to achieve. He has to get to 50 Shadow. Now, at 50 Shadow, he does int plus 15, which is actually pretty good because as a magic user, obviously he relies on int to increase damage to himself. And also with OG Gariyu, don't forget he stat boosts himself int-wise up to 3 turns with his manifest weapon. So, it's not only that he starts with a higher int, he also can stack more int buffs on himself, making himself more even powerful. Also, don't forget that the 50 Shadow does transfer over to his AS form as well. So if you switch between both, you will have that Shadow as a nice little bonus. And the Shadow, it seems to get a little bit harder to accumulate than, for example, most characters are light characters. Now, I will give you, the heads up that OG Gariyu was not grinded up from 4 Shadow. I believe he was almost at 20. I've used some Shadow items on him earlier on in the game when I didn't really know what to do with the item. So my recommendation is, you can sparingly use those free items you want on the characters you like, but bear in mind that, as they are fairly scarce, you want to be really sure who to use those light or Shadow items on. Later on with the Japanese update, you will need 80 Shadow or 80 Light to kind of hit a specific milestone. So bear that in mind before using your items on your valued characters. And I would never use any items on characters you can grind anymore, so keep that in mind as well. Alright, so we also have Gariyu finally at 50 Shadow.
Seriously, Dad, stop flexing.
Alright. So remember that we got int plus 15 at 50 Shadow. So let's see what the next milestone is. So at 75 Shadow, he'll get plus 60 MP. Again, with mages having more MP, more spells to cast, more damage, and less time in between recharges when farming or in dungeons. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.